the search for truth is confused with political advocacy, the pursuit of knowledge is reduced to the quest for power. There are some truths that certain government officials, certain corporations, certain leaders in America just don't want us to know. And we can see that because there are celebrities, there are normal people that rise up and try to poke at those subjects, those topics, those truths, and they're usually almost always killed. And so through the net and the web of these assassinations, we can start to form the boundaries of these topics that we can't talk about. One of those topics is the diseases that plague us that seemingly have no cure. Nipsey Hussle, the LA-based rapper, was one of those people that poked at the truths that are untouchable. You guys may be asking what's going on with his death in the recent news. Let's rewind back a bit. Dr. Sebi was a holistic doctor who claimed that he found a cure for HIV and subsequently AIDS, I think around the 80s. And what's interesting about Dr. Sebi is that he made this statement in a newspaper, and because of that statement, he was sued. And he was taken to court. And he beat the case. And this is crucial. And this is important. Because what it shows is Sebi had to prove in a court of law that what he said wasn't a lie, that he actually did cure someone of HIV, and he did. But I've never heard about that trial. I've never heard of Dr. Sebi until today, until Nipsey Hussle's death. And what does it have to do with Nipsey Hussle? Nipsey, in 2018, made an announcement. He said he was doing a documentary on Dr. Sebi's trial, and he was going to bring it to light. And he actually, in what could be seen as some type of prophetic statement, he said, "If they kill me for this, y'all gotta ride on." So it could almost be stated that he knew what was coming and he saw the writing on the wall. Nipsey was a man that was more than just a rapper. He was somebody that stood for bigger things. He stood for giving back to the culture. He stood for giving back to his neighborhood, helping people that were less than, that were below him. I'm a big fan of Gary Vee, and Gary Vee all day today has posted videos and posts about how much he loved Nipsey and how close they were and how much he believed in him and how much he believed in what he stood for. I've seen tweets all day. If you've been on Twitter at all today, you've probably seen something about Nipsey or Dr. Sebi, but I've seen tweets about people pulling up to others at a stoplight and they're blasting Nipsey Hussle's music and crying out the wheel. I watched The Game, another rapper, his Instagram story where he's driving through last night at 4 a.m., driving through the streets of LA, crying. One of the hardest dudes in rap, seemingly, is crying at the wheel, saying he can't sleep because of what they did to Nipsey. All this cries conspiracy. This was a man loved, and they're trying to pin it on a gang hit in LA. The problem is he was inside of his own neighborhood where he was loved, and outside of his own store where, again, he was loved. And like I said, Nipsey was trying to give back to the culture. I've seen and heard conflicting reports on the killing. I've heard one story where it said he was shot 5 times in the body and 1 in the head, and that there hasn't really been much gang violence in LA lately. I heard another report that said he was shot once or twice and died later on at the hospital an hour after the shots. Regardless, the connection with Dr. Sebi raises eyebrows and it raises questions. And I know for a fact Big Pharma doesn't want those questions being asked. And for those who don't know, I've got friends in the medical field, and our private practice, our private ownership of medicine via the corporations that make the medicine is very corrupt, and it lends towards the tendency to be corrupt. I've heard that doctors will prescribe medication that only they have stock in, that they have investment in. On top of that, it's been a long-running conspiracy, a long-running conversation that there has to be a cure out there for HIV. Magic Johnson himself, still alive today, and has it. Had it for, I think, going on 3 decades, maybe more. So there's questions that need to be asked. Questions that Nipsey was asking, and that's why he got shot.
I'm Nipsey Hussle. I'm from LA, Slauson and Crenshaw area, you know.
Okay.
All the time, I mean, you know, all that is cool for the image and all that, but all them is liabilities, you feel me? I'd rather invest in some real estate, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, can you repeat that again, man? You're up and coming artist. What did you say you want to do?
I say invest in some assets as opposed to trick off my money on some liabilities like diamonds, you know what I'm saying? Cars that lose value as soon as you drive them off the lot.
So you're trying to get land.
Exactly, homie. A real asset. Take care of my peoples, cause you know it look good, but at the end of the day, you losing value, homie. It ain't appreciating.